Alright, let's get back into it. Did they ever get rid of the ghoul that was in the guild working for Evilus? I don't know. Everyone's shocked. Clash had shattered the ice wall and the barrier into pieces. The sound of blades clashing has stopped. Who's the victor? Zod, of course. What took you so long? I'm sick and tired of waiting, you mighty monster. Even if Otol wins, now show yourself. Let the entire city of Avario see you as the symbol of despair. He won't be able to fucking fend off everyone else, because surely he'll be incredibly injured. But he'll give hope to the remaining Adventurers. And hopefully Finn can actually start attacking now. Oh shit, look at Otol. The flame is gone and the smoke is fading. That's one badass motherfucker. The Conqueror comes marching forward. Now that is badass. It's the kin. Otol. We won. We have a new Madiest. He had jumped over the huge wall built by Zeus and Hera. 1,000 years of history is changing. Shadow Adventures, praise the winner. Praise your one and only kin. You think he'd have more damage inflicted upon himself? Is that all he was? Yeah. How is that possible? Zod had lost. Wait, that's just impossible. This is ridiculous, damn it. Tame was commanding all monsters in the central area to crush the dying bull. Don't let them, Otol. Stay in foam. You are not permitted to kneel. You have won. You have become the true kin. You might be suffering from damage, and you may have lost power. Still stay in foam on your ground. Show your glory to the city. Let me update your status. Meanwhile, you'll just have to glare at the enemies. Feats you have accomplished has been recorded. Now pick up your sword. You are ready for wield, aren't you? Yes, my lady. Absolutely. Then cut down all those disgusting monsters that are coming this way. One shot, one kill. One shot, one kill. No one hold the rule. As if he had left everything in the deadly duel he had just fought, the warrior just delivered one powerful wield. What the? He just wiped out all those monsters with one strike. That power absolutely explains it. He's a level 7. As the name explains, the king has become the true Medius. Yet he would sweep away all remaining evilest members and monsters. The enemies are confused. Take this opportunity to attack. The victor on the surface is confirmed. The Venturers had lost a lot, and they will defeat the enemies in return for the lost lives. As for the dungeon, we're all counting on you, Justice Girl. I can't believe you have come all the way here. Now, how many times do you have to surprise me, Austria? The hell is Austria doing there? I see that you are with Homie's child. They are here as your god, since your children are busy fading. And to ask for a ridiculous favor to have those guarding outside to come with me just because I had to see you. Is this where you judge me, the absolute malevolence? I won't do that. You will not be sent to heaven if you were to be harmed here in the dungeon. You'll be sucked into the dungeon instead. I'm here to see you and to witness the fate of this fight together. I believe that's what I must do as a goddess of justice. Are you saying that I'm wrong? Prove it to me then. Prove to me that there is greater power than that, and I shall be convinced. The girl's voice reverberates. It was the shouting of silence, who was supposed to be stronger, beautiful, and quiet than anyone. No one managed to respond to her desperate shouts. Even Elise was standing there, not being able to do anything but to clench her fist. I was the same. I did not have Austria Familia. What? I did not have Austria Familia. Wasn't strong enough to intimidate her with power yet. The ground started shaking as if it was encouraging me. It was impossible for me to hear them, but I did. I heard the voices of those failing. He was entrusted with a mission to reach the bright future we're rolling. That's why I must not fall behind. Leon? You must be Erebus's favorite. Are you to give me an answer to that I seek for? I do not have an answer for you. What? My mind and body is immature. I do not have what it takes to give you a convincing proof of what justice is. Your justice is to protect the world with help from evil. You are determined, and no one can challenge that. And now you are lost. That's because you are still in the middle of your journey. But I can tell you one thing. Justice won't come around if you was to stick with the answer you come up with. You're only turning the clock backward. There will be no future beyond that, as well as today. what you are doing is basically ending the rules to be passed down and trusted by Audie and everyone else we have lost. That is why I am not going to allow you to do this your way, because that will make everyone's death meaningless. We shoulder everything, including righteousness and wrongdoings, and strive for the future. That is the mission we were trusted with. Well said, young one. The youngest was the most foolish one. I'm not surprised by that. I totally agree with you, Leon. It's the future. The word future makes everything sound justice-like. It's perfect. Let me take that back. The eldest is also a huge idiot. But looks like we have finally got the answer. Thanks to you, Wu. No matter how hard it is, we should strive for the future. We are the ones who can remember and pass on words spoken by Audie and others, as well as those smiles. One day, when the time comes and we are to become stars, we won't be lonely because we have got everyone. Do what you must, adjust the balance until the day you become stars. In the name of Goddess, leave a trail of hope on this lane and leads to the future. Swear to the sword and our winds of justice. To strive for the future instead of the past, to have faith in possibilities instead of clinging onto history, which means I'm a ghost trapped in my own past, in your vision or relic of a bygone day, who foolishly dream for hope. This is the end. I swear to myself I will turn you all to corpses. In this battle, no exceptions, everything will vanish. With noises you provoked me into battle and try to survive injustice familiars. We will survive, knock you down, and strive for the future. We will defeat you, Althea. How can those cheap words give them courage to stand up without fear against despair and silence? What's funny? Nothing. I knew she was a fool, but I was wrong. She was a helpless fool. She's not just a stubborn elf. That brat is a fussy one. But look, you filthy crap. Look at that immature elf. Beautiful, isn't she? She fiercely believes in hope and spare no effort, and amidst her wrongdoings to strive for the future. She's beautiful. She's got to keep the connection last. What? Justice has to be carried on along with Audie's will. Justice comes around, yes, it's a lovely phrase. I wonder whether or not a realistic person like me can also make a difference. Stop talking fancy. If justice comes around, then what am I? I'm a defect that proves the world's imperfectness. That's no future for me. I have no hope to believe in now. Where's justice? Have you ever received and passed anything on it to anyone? You believe in your own theory and conclusions of justice, plus you assume that no one will try to understand you. You assume that things are unfair and unreasonable, plus you would justify your sin with your anger. Why will justice come and find you? You're a helpless idiot who think that your misfortune can shield you as you feed yourself with pleasure. You are a broken man. Jeez, he got told up front. heroic legend will be told over generations. It will be told not for yearning the past, but for the reaching for the future. Is that the answer to despair impossible that is not admitted? I'll kill, destroy, change it. World has to be destroyed. I'm not going to believe in justice. That's for fairy tale believers. Stop howling in the name of the coast power of Gojo. With my filthy weapon called justice, I am to slash your absurd obsession. Farewell, you scum. This is the end, broken man. Stay here lying like a corpse and watch until everything is over. This is not where I give up on my desire. I Goals, I'm impressed you are going all out without a single plan. Shows how desperate you are. It would be meaningless to think about attacking range. Close or far, you would easily blow us away. We won't stand chance if we were to have a magic duel. In that case, we'd risk our lives to go as close as we can and attack. With it, perfect combo attack, teamwork between the front lines and the rear. And sell to you ready the magic. Of course she would. It's a super short chance she can choose to defend and in the next second attack. I know that, but she's invincible. How is it even possible to defeat her? The fact that Leon and I, who have been attacking from close distance on harm, proves it. Would have shouted us by now for sure, but her strength, magic, and response speed is dropping. And in Dawn's contest is the way to win. Braver was right. Leon continued the hidden one tactic. It's not a very heroic thing to do, but keep on annoying the enemy. They are trying to make use of speed and to not give me a chance to cast magic. However, I can use this to chop up your head instantly. You're all a bunch of babies. Give me a break. Kaguya. We were worried about you, just so you know. I never believed you ran away from all that trouble. You are a terrible liar, just like that elf over there. It's better you don't speak so much, so Granny. I got rid of all those annoying friends of yours. Now it's payback time. I like your spirit, girl. However, I order you to take back what you said. I'm only 24. You are really young. I thought you are making yourself look younger. Then you age with the power of Fauna. I'm shocked. At least, although she's our enemy, it's rude to speak that way to a lady. But I'm 16, just so you know. Jealous, aren't you, Granny? You're not doing a good job provoking your foe. You're a lousy provoker. Plus, I'm not jealous of it whatsoever. Humans age in a blink of an eye unless they live fast and recklessly. Her attack speed is increasing. How much faster could it possibly get? She's a monster. Could have, should have, and would have each time humans utter these words they grow older. Regretting a decision means cursing yourself for things you have done. I do not even know how old I have gotten myself. There's nothing we can do about the sins we have committed. Regret is what brought us here. Zod and I feel the same way. Zod, I lost, haven't I? Yeah, I won. You little brat. Things may have been different 10 years back. I don't know if I should be proud of myself for defeating you now. Stop looking down at me. The moment you won, I had enough food before the war, and I was supposedly stronger than ever. And yet you have defeated me. Do not underestimate me. Be proud of yourself. Understood? Zod, do you regret slaying Behemoth? I don't. I did what I had to do for my will and for my allies. There's absolutely no regrets. If I had to name a thing I regret, that would be... It would be what? Rest in peace, Zod. I'm not your goddess, but I'll watch you as you make your departure. Lucky me, it's a good thing I'm being seen off by a goddess instead of that Gramps. Otol. Yeah. This is not where you are supposed to be satisfied. Keep striving. Keep aiming above and beyond. I don't need a reminder. Good. The fuck did he regret? I hate... What the fuck did they do that for? We're never gonna see Zod again. Become stronger, all you kids. Become stronger than anyone. The last surviving member of Zeus Familia is gone for real this time. It's confirmed to have deceased. There are hardly any surviving enhanced species. Two of the gods are back at the fortresses. Evilists don't have the strength to push back against us anymore. Zod, my friend, get up. You can't lose. Stop, damn it. We can't afford to spend extra effort chasing them. We're all exhausted. We can barely guard the fortress. There are still explosive units and monsters left, but we can't let the enemy higher up so away like that. A message for you. You are to cooperate with Anksha and to act as a general commander of your allies. What happened to Beaver? The captain went on his own too. Can't be. Motivation of our allies is going down. They could stop attacking the fortresses at any time. Tamers are struggling as well. Are defeated by Freya Familia. Both familiars are getting ready to retreat. Commanders weaklings to keep attacking them. In the meantime, tell the higher ups to gather at Knossos again. Do not let our enemies find out about the gates. Take the path outside. Don't not inside the labyrinth city. Make them think we are retreating. We have spent too much faith and force in this battle. We can't just reorganize our team for another fate. We don't stop here. Feel the quake. Erebus and Elfie are still alive. Their battle isn't over. Go through Knossos and find that woman, then we will. Magic spear penetrates my forehead, offering blood. You're just fucked with the wand person. Hell, Phoenix. I won't let you get away. I mean, you did let her get away, as we have already seen, but... Because Olivas does die by Revis, as we know. And Aces... Was it Aces? Or was it Soda or Oratoria? I don't know. So, Valletta and Olivas, because Valletta dies from Bet in that event we have already been through. So we only know they get away. I'm the only unharmed one remaining on the battlefield. Shaki and the others are organized in the rear. Did you not see the king coming right at you, Velita? This is where you get defeated. I was dying to have some fun. You came here alone on your own to fight me. How dare you underestimate me? Get the troops of Apet and Electo over here. We are all going to beat up this fool. Now we know how your magic works. We would lose your mind. You would lose your mind and go berserk by greatly boosting your status. When you are completely isolated, that's when we'll kill you. Sorry, Velita, I don't think I can get you what you want. What? Has fallen. Bravewood is still coming this way. He read out strategy to surround them, but how it's impossible. He's supposed to have turned into a beast using the boosting magic. It's impossible for him to think and crush our raid. Apparently when I'm raging to the maximum extent, a bit of my consciousness remains even when I'm using the magic. I never knew about this too anyway. What I can say is I'm quite furious right now. I never knew about this too anyway. What I can say is I'm quite furious right now. No, on the other great masters who taught me everything about being a adventurer had to die. Now I must take it all out on you. Right now, I want to see you shedding blood. I'd like to revenge on you for the lives you have taken away. I can tell by his eyes and his gaze, he's very much conscious, but at the same time, he's going berserk. He has the power of a level 6 with his status boosted, using magic that makes him and Otal, the two top of a warrior. It was good that he would lose his mind when the magic is effective, but then if he can remain conscious at the same time. Y'all fucked is what we mean. Don't move, Valletta. So how the hell does she escape? I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. Catch him, allies. Don't let him move until I get out of here. Go to hell. You didn't even kill her in one shot. Come on now. She dodged there. I managed to harm her on the shoulder. She ran off to Dialis Street. I should chase her down to hell and rip her into pieces, or perhaps not. I shouldn't jump into the labyrinth city just to chase one enemy. The war is not over yet. We must grab victory with tactics, not force. The bigger the victory, the better it is, as we must honor those whom we have lost. I was going berserk right now so that I wouldn't have to think much. Looks like you and I are to share the pain, Velita. We have crushed most of the important ones of our enemies. It is fine to say that we have conquered the battlefield on the surface. That leaves the dungeon. Judging from how things are on the surface, I believe Elfia is inside the dungeon. Reverie and the others must be struggling down there with the Nightmare and Hera Familia. But if they are still surviving the battle, it means we still have the chance, because the clock is ticking for our enemy. Did it fail? What the? We didn't do anything, did we? Finn was right. I thought they were invincible monsters, but I was wrong. He was right. Has it had a weakness? Of course, everyone has a weakness. It's whether or not your minds can perceive that weakness and figure it out. I'll tell you information about Zod and Elfia. That way you can plan what to do when it's necessary. Can we just use magic stones to knock them out like we do for the monsters? I doubt that. I don't think being equipped with strategies can help us fight them. We still won't stand a chance. It's not like using magic stones on monsters. We believe that knowledge can help you grab a chance to win the battle. You're not just saying whatever that's coming to your mind. Before they vanished, probably they're still living with it. I fought with that woman once. She perfectly knocked me down. I hardly doubt that she has any weakness. As a matter of fact, she does. It's exactly why Elfia, a woman most loved by Talon, is still level 7 until this date. Now weakness is, while having what it takes to become the Medius, she couldn't be the Medius because she suffered from an incurable disease. What plot armor? An incurable disease. Word has it Elfia was sick the day she was born, and it couldn't be cured even after being blessed with fauna. In fact, it was rediscovered as a skill, a great talent, or should I say a great risk that came with her ability. It was the one and only restriction she had to live with, and it couldn't be cured even with magic and items. As for Zod, was congenital. He was slowly devoured by suffering over the years. What was happening to him? With the behemoth right before confronting the Black Dragon, he got inflicted with a deadly poison. This is a top secret, but Zod possessed a powerful wave skill called Deus Aberosa. Its abilities reacting? A status boost occurs when he eats beasts, humans, and monsters while the skill is in effect. That's how he earned the name Predator. Are you saying that he gets stronger the more he eats? That's completely insane. There's only a slight difference in what he eats, yet the strength of what he eats affects the amount of status boost. Gainings from the dungeon and flesh from the dead adventures, but apparently what he most ate was monsters. Yep, he ate the behemoth to win the battle. He directly ate the flesh of the gigantic beast that possessed deadly poison. A poisonous flesh of an old monster that killed anything it gave Zod immense power to slay it with one strike, but the payback was huge. The flesh haunted Zod like a bad curse, and his body began decaying from the inside. It was a living hell that he couldn't escape from. This was the restriction he had to live with. That's awful. The man was ruined by slaying the monster. Sounds like one of those heroic tales I've heard in the past. Are the ones known as the Slayers of Behemoth and Leviathan. However, not many know what these battles had brought. Zod had no choice but to leave the battleground, and Althea's condition got worse. Which means the weaknesses, they can only fight within a limited time constraint. The longer it takes, the worse the condition gets. If anyone other than Otal has to fight them, they should turn it into a long fight and wait for them to get exhausted. How do we know they are still suffering from these disadvantages? They must have marched into a warrior knowing they would win. I believe we can't deny the possibility that they are fully cured. 2, plus I can't believe these monsters are handicapped. But we have evidence that proves our assumptions are correct. On the night of the great feud, Zod and the others left without finishing us. We all thought that it was a performance to leave us threatened, but if that was actually due to the restriction, that means they wanted to keep attacking us, but they couldn't. They had to take a break from the battle. That explains why it took a while before they decided to show up in front of us again. There's one more thing I hope you all remember about the dark business Evilus members were engaged in before the great feud. They were stealing machines in the industrial district for creating suicide explosives. Besides this, there are 2 shady activities, one being the behavior of the follows in Dodain outside the city, and another cutting a branch of the holy tree. Dodain is the region where the Black Desert is, which is a battlefield for Fate and the Behemoth. Lived there for a very long time, being exposed to poison. I heard that it's where this herb that never perishes goes. You have guessed it correctly. We had our followers collect earthen power sources. It's supposed to be a detoxant for Zeus. For Zod, fuck. My English. And as for the holy tree, it's a perfect cure for incurable diseases. By swallowing a branch of an elven tree that holds an incredible amount of magic, Althea's condition gets slightly better. No wonder why we couldn't connect the dots. Factory raids and the holy tree in Dodain. There were different purposes for each. creation of suicide explosives and Q for Zod and Althea. Evilist members will prepare for these three factors. That explains the current situation with Predator and Silence. I saw in the branch of an elven tree that holds an incredible amount of magic. Althea's condition gets slightly better. Throw up blood for. How long have you lived with pain within yourself? I was born with it. Don't ask me something I'm not supposed to know. Are you able to explain how blood circulates with yourself then? How despicable the deadly disease took away my blood-related sister. Without this, I would have been able to defeat the Black Dragon. Just cut the crap, admit your loss. We have cornered you, so obviously we have won, right? You are not in the condition to fight. We hadn't had our payback time yet, but I'm not motivated to slay you. You are bleeding too much. Since this is all committed, since sins you have all committed are unforgivable, though. We understand that you truly cared about this world. Please surrender. I wouldn't have had to deal with all these noses and to not receive these awful, compassionate gazes from you all. Surrender, huh? You imbeciles! Why are you acting like Audie, showing compassion in the middle of a fight? Do not underestimate me, wimps. I'd still turn you all into corpses no matter how much pain I'm suffering from. The nightmare. You keep getting reborn, it gets uglier each time. Even Loki family are struggling to deal with it. What doesn't help that Ashia is now in the dungeon as well. Grow into the Shura warrior and it's still unstoppable. I shall kill you all right here. I must accept my fate and continue what I missed. What can we do to stop you? It's obvious. You gotta kill me. Be a hero. Be a hero and slay me. You claim yourselves to be those striving for the future. Prove yourself heroes. Who was once called a hero shall witness the hope we are about to establish. We swear to the sword and now win. She was a hero. She was a hero. She suffered from a deadly disease. With limited time left to live, she was fragile, with her life exposed to death throughout. Still, she was a hero. Her lethal gospel reverberated as she nullified rains of flames and flashes of souls sailed by believers of justice. She was a hero. She has fallen to the dark side, but it didn't change what she was. She still had power and strength. She deserved to be called a hero more than anyone else did. Fire, keep attacking. Don't let her rest. Keep going. Don't think about playing defense. This is like a fist fight. You die if you flinch. It will be a shame to run away. Show that monster everything we have got. Can't show my back on her. I just can't. That is a hero I must transcend. Scenery changes drastically. Swords with shields, wands, blade flashes, impacts, damages, woes, and wills. Believers of justice dashes shows the former hero with all the heart's mind and strength. Bone, 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 Havana. Everything was speedy and there were flames everywhere. All together they looked like shooting stars. Justice had brightened the confronted evil with gleaming flames. They were as fast as light, leaving starry trails behind. At least everyone, an ultimate confrontation, or no, this is the ultimate clash. This is what I wanted to see. The myth of those who connect the past, present, and future. The god of evil and goddess of justice watched as the dark star and radiant brilliance collided. And then the blessed disaster, the curse of both, sin that devoured half of my body resides within. The woman started chanting. This isn't a chant, this is her third magic. Tell me this is a joke. Is this the ultra long incantation? Stop her, don't let her finish casting the spell. No, She wields and cuts the sky. It's so reverberating. This concurrent chanting can't be stopped. I feel it, I can tell by the spell and the intensity of magic assembled. Elfia is about to use her final magic. The one that she used to finish Leviathan. Is she trying to blow up this entire flow? What? The trumpet of gods, the lyre of spirits, since I have lived with, embodied in the melody of light. Trumpet. My fate, loved by the diorama of the world, demolished, for I hold grudge against my own presence. Tell me, Alfea, why are you heading towards destruction? Why are you destroying the world? You possess great power, yet why are you doing this? All shall vanish as I atone for my sins. Hear the holy bell tower. Intensity of magic. It was a destructive war that crushed all hopes of the believers of justice and destroyed them. Junus Angelus. Finally, what took you so long? However, the girl's shield was shattered into pieces, offsetting the gigantic force of sound. No, my Silentinium Eden, how could it be? What are you talking about? I did go and get myself hit with it. It's specially formulated by Perseus. With help from Cyclops, now it's broken into pieces, but it offsets all snatches away effect. I got the actual shield from Lord Hermes, though he said that it used to be Zeus's possession, which back then was called, what was it? The Aegis. Go, Elise, go, Leon. She can't move right now as she just shot a special attack. Get her. Life limit. Zero distance. I can't move. Alvira. Luminous wind. Did we do it? If we didn't, we are doomed. You do not have to worry about that. Yes, you win. I'm sick of all these noses you all make. I've done it. You have done a good job defeating me. Let me say this before I go. Don't you ever forget the way I look at right now. This is what you make look like one day when the time comes, like the time we got defeated by the Black Dragon. Justice is fragile and vulnerable. Yep, who learns the hard way? Have, even if all born into ashes, the trails you have left shall always remain as something meaningful. If justice comes around, let hopes be linked. It's all to be assembled, and one day the last hero will be born. He's already born though. Belle's already alive. At this time. Got it. I'll always remember about this moment, and I'll never forget what you have said. Where are you going? That path leads to the hole dug by the monster. There's a huge fire burning down there. My corpse is to become ashes, just like her. Farewell, just as familiar, so long, Aurora. The future is within your grasp. And so she let herself fall down the abyss. She was instantly swallowed by flames as she fell, and her body turned to ashes. She dived into fire as if she was imposing the death penalty for her sins, and the mighty Avenger vanished before us. Motella, finally I'm coming over to your side. But surely Motella would be in heaven. And with the sins you committed, aren't she going to hell? Goodbye, Alfia. Thank you, you did well. The medias familiars are gone, your scenario's ruined. The nightmare's still on the loose, can't you see? You and Loki's children can barely stand on their feet. It's impossible for them to stop it. Plus, we can't expect reinforcements from the surface. When they lose, Zod and the others must have destroyed most of Awaria by now. I'm almost there. I'm about to win. Let me destroy the world once and for all. I won't let you. That's why I came here. You rejected despair and stayed glorious until the end. You are a fine woman, Austria. Can you all still fight? The battle isn't over yet. And the two others are fighting with the nightmare. We must support them. We have used up all of the items we had. Plus, even if we are fully recovered, I don't know if we are strong enough to fight that thing. Do not let terror and despair crush you. What are you doing here? I mean, I thought it was forbidden for deities to be in the dungeon. That's why this should be kept a secret. I would be punished if someone found out that the goddess of justice has broken the rule. How can you keep it a secret? I got enough elixirs for everyone here, Euro. I love you, Lady Astria, as well as the rest of you. That's why we are going to win this battle and go back to the surface together. You encourage me, Lady Astria, but we just can't do it Kaguya's way. This is a suicide mission. We need measures that we can take. What are you talking about? We already have one. The fact that Lady Astria is here for us, it's the solution to everything. About winds, bone them or freeze them, do what you can. As soon as it stops, I'll go for it. I must take the risk and go for the magic stone. Not sure where it's located though. It could be on his head or chest. It gets reborn so quickly that I could even start staying Ace's win. Ramming yourself into it is killing yourself. Ace is about to get herself killed. No matter how much time we waste, we can't avoid a complete defeat. You fired that shot. Wait, could it be? It's the Astria Familia. What happened? You're insane for challenging the gigantic thing on your own. Lend me your power. We will go for a combo attack. No, I'll kill that monster. Stay out of it. It hurts. Of course it hurts. I just slapped your head. You must calm down. I feel bad for Reveria for having to go through such trouble. Your expression reminds me of how I was the other day when you challenged me, how pathetic I was. It's important that you listen to us so that we can beat that monster. You can't have everything you want, Sword Princess, little kid. You may never be able to eat potato snacks again if you get yourself hurt. If something happens, those who care about you would be in great pain. You will be the reason for those pains, not the monster. Do you want that? Don't you worry. It's obviously better if we do this together. We can all work together to beat that monster. We can do this. Now listen to us and put away your dangerous win. Can you do that? You're an expert when it comes to dealing with children. And the monsters coming us three should draw its attention while the others get ready to fight again. No matter how many times I slay that monster, it keeps getting up. It won't be a problem. We the pure and beautiful girls are here, and we have just become level 4s. All family members ranked up at the same time. Yes, I have just updated everyone's status and applied enchantments. Good thing we had loads of elixir. This is insane. You have all managed to defeat Elfia, and now our goddess is in the dungeon for updating status. We are all thrilled as you are. I'm having a bad headache right now. But now our faith and power has gone up like crazy all together. It's 11 level up, so we can do this, can't we? I knew it's you are really something, but I think it means we can really do this. This will just be like one of these flow boss battles. We'll have 9 hell cast buffs on us, and things will be fine. Then we'll end it by wielding our weapons. It will be the final battle. Review's magic is prepared and everyone is ready. Alright then, let's finish this. The war you have started is going to end, and those goals are going to end it. We will not lose. We will go for the victory. We will strive for the future. Jeez, it's resistant to everything. So we're gonna lose this, eh? Doesn't do that much damage. What the fuck is happening? No damage is being dealt to either side. Oh, there we go. We'll probably finish this off all like this. Oh, poosh. Blast them with a dead. Duh. Only did 600 damage? What the fuck? What kind of bullshit damage was that? So how the fuck does this battle finish? Oh, wow. Okay. That was dumb. Oh, shit. I dropped my phone. Oh, dude, we gotta sit through this stuff again? Oh, no, okay. They could actually deal damage this time. Did we win? Yeah, we did. Looks like we won. Revere. Doink. Doink, doink, doink. Give her a break. I know you want to punish her, but don't you do the hard way without saying a word. She was just starting to grow, but you are about to make her short again. You're a huge idiot if you will ever do that. If you will ever do that again, there will be no mercy next time. Leon, we won. Everything is over. Elise? I think I'm a bit exhausted, man, carrying me on your shoulder. That's quite impossible. I can barely stand on my own feet. we should pay a visit to Audie next time. And so as Leah in the grave of every other adventurer who fought with us. Yes, it is, Erebus. The evil has been defeated and justice has triumphed. Bravo, warrior. I've carried out my evil with everything I had. And then I have lost you all. Tenacious and justice was shining too brightly. Now let me admit my loss, and as I looked ugly otherwise, I would look ugly as otherwise. You are making it sound as it's not a big deal, but it is. Did you think that we will let you get away with it? I'm the absolute benevolence. I shall not flatter anyone, howl, scream, or beg for mercy. Being hated is the fundamentals of an evil. I'll always be evil, and I am willing to stay that way. We who live on the surface can't judge deities, therefore surely you will be sent up by the gods. Your malice ends here. You don't deserve to live on the surface ground. Any last words before you go? I have a request. I want you to be the one to send me up, Astria. It's got to be the goddess of justice that punishes the evil. And when you're sending me up there, I want you to send me high up. I want to be surrounded by clear skies without anyone or anything around. I want to be in the middle of an isolated and beautiful area. He's helpless. I strongly think this shitty god deserves to be punched hard. Does anyone else have any problem with that? I see that you are not ashamed of anything, justice or evil. Doesn't matter, you are a true god. Please do us all a favor and shut up for now. One last thing. What is it now? When you happen to come across my surviving children, I want to let them go. Just pretend you didn't see them, even if you did. They may not make it out of the dungeon or get eaten by monsters, but that's fine. I just want you to let them go. What do you mean by that? I'm asking for too much. Well, I'd keep being engaged in benevolence if you would all take this opportunity to take revenge on us, though. Understood, we accept your request. You would say that, merciful goddess of justice? Well, let's get going. It's time I die like how an evil should. Since the day I first met him until today, this guy had been an expert again on my nerves. It's impossible to listen to this guy considering this lives taken away by him. So is this what it means to be the face of evil? So this is the view. This is what the view looks like from the top of the Babel. I like it. Homie is my friend. You must be here as my witness, so it's more like you are here to see me off, huh? You wouldn't mind, would you? I had everyone else leave like you wanted. It's just us three here. Everyone gazes up at the Babel, and we are standing on the top. So the blade of judgment, I love how brilliantly it's shining. It's worthy of being held by someone like you. Do it with one hit so that I wouldn't have to suffer from pain, Ashia. I'm an evil, but I have some mercy on me, will ya? I hate pain, and at the same time, I hate to see myself screaming like a pathetic woman. I need to ask you a question. What do you want to know now? What's justice? Astria. where it can be found and how it can be proven. To me, it looked like a big process of you trying to lead us to something. And now I see that you are satisfied. You have owned your answer, seeing adventures fading that fought through, and the goals including Wu still staying on the feet. I have no idea what you're talking about, Astra. I swear I'll make you answer my question this time. Otherwise, I'm going to drag you down and interrogate you in front of everyone. Are you really a goddess of justice? I have a feeling you are a member of Artemis Familia, pretending to be a goddess who loves peace. You mustn't speak that way about Artemis. You would hurt her feelings. She's way more pure and kind than I am. Don't ask me to comment on anything related to this. I shouldn't have asked you to be the one to finish me off, just because it would make me look cool. I'm glad I could finally have a chance to annoy you. You have lived your life only thinking about pleasing yourself all along. It was a huge mistake. My lord, Lord Erebus, where did you... Tell me, Erebus, explain to the god of justice how you would define justice. You mentioned that there is no absolute justice. To me, that's one. I know what an absolute justice is. I know it because I've been the absolute benevolence. What would that be? Justice is an idea. Children come up with all sorts of interesting things. Think about the riddle of the trolley. By not adjusting the turnout, 5 men will die. If you were to adjust it, only one dies. All sorts of justice can be found in this decision making. Children believe so too. To me, there is no true justice. Justice is not about making decisions. It's about reaching for it and winning it. There's more than 2 options to choose from. Create a third one, have more answers to a question to choose from. It's treated as a norm to be imposed with rules and regulations, but I think that's a joke. Change the impossible into possible, so I'd smash the balance scale on the floor. Humans will then believe it as justice, and gods will call it a hero. Well, was that your plan the whole time? So you knew. It was impossible for me not to notice it while you were asking everyone about justice. You believed in the underworld and darkness, but it's not like you were ready to welcome death. I know, so although you weren't the most sociable one back in heaven, I wanted an answer. I wanted to know what makes a warrior. Or should I say the world keep on moving forward. I needed to see how familiar shine as they overcome obstacles to reach for their ideals. I wanted to witness the hero the world is yearning for. And that's why you chose sin. Seeking for the next generation hero, you incited the evil. You asked help from Zard and Alfia to prepare the biggest challenge for all you. Weren't you able to come up with a better option than this? No, homies, you know well, don't you? The world right now is helpless. Zeus and his group are gone. The promised time will come. Breaking the vow, I had to keep the clock ticking. Leon and the girls didn't mention the answer, but it's fine. The girls are going to be fine. I was able to confirm they will manage to reach out for hope. Then justice will come around and the warrior will be fine. I was doing all this just to please myself. You have sent away 100, search for the gifted and pleased with them with power. Your idea was to turn it into cornerstone of conquest. That was your justice. Remember what I said, absolute justice is not ideal. It's not an ego of a capricious God. That's why I decided to have full faith in evil. In that case, as a goddess of justice, I ask you, I have declaration to make. Your evilness is not an absolute malevolence, instead it's an unavoidable malevolence. It's a stepping stone you selflessly had to step on to turn the unidealistic world into an ideal world. My children may not forgive you. Other deities may detest you, yet I would always remember you about your sins and will keep reflecting on it. You're mean, Asha, don't make me a jester. I'm a cool, charismatic, merciless evil, and I'd intend to stay that way. You're absolutely right. You're truly a fine woman. I'd rather be embraced by a goddess like you if I had to choose. I'd want to do that too. I would not want to do that. Erebus, you are evil from your heart. It's awful how I have to make myself look like a fool until then. Chosen a great location for this. You don't go ruining it by talking to others about this, okay? The only ones that know about this would be us three gods and one familiar. Sure, I swear to my name that I would forget everything I saw and heard right here. This will not be recorded in oratorio, or to be passed down as part of familiar myths. And how are we hearing about it now? Thanks, Observer. You have been a great friend. I know you won't break our promise. Now, let's do this, Austria. It's judgment time. One last thing. Did you ever have love for the surface world? There's a bull named Bell. Imagine he said that. Of course I did. I love children. Imagine he said one particular one named Bell. I sentence you to die. The lights of the god being sent up. That day, one god was sent up to the sky. The demon lord who brought death to the world planted terror within people's heart, drew hatred, and received cheer as he departed. People may praise the justice so that ruin the absolute malevolence. The goddess may always remember about the unavoidable malevolence. There's no need for compassion, no praise. What he did was righteously evil, as he himself had declared. It was one of the many forms of evil that existed, like the way of justice did. Lord Erebus, you have been lying to me. How dare you? Nadiel, how dare you treat me this way, knowing that I'm suffering from my flaws? How cruel, how evil. Should I accept this? No, this is not acceptable. Swear to my hatred for these gods that what has reached its peak, I shall destroy the world to fulfill my duty. Flaws of the world shall be taken care of. Thought Kaguya killed him. What the fuck? You're a dead man, Finn. You are dead. These scars on my body and the shames I have tasted will always remind me of you. I'll be back. I'm coming to get you. You wait and see. Numerous evils exist, and they don't fade. They hide within darkness, spread in stealthily until they find the day to rise again. And as for justice without being able to reach that ideal, still they are to be sought, questioned, and desired. Justice is to come around and show its true form. Deep down in their hearts, people wish the last hero to be born at the end of the journey. Gods and goddesses are merely there to watch over. It's unending. It's unending. Thanks for coming with me, Belle. Please don't mention it. By the way, Lord Holmes, is it true what you just said? The Great Feud, I can't believe there was something like that 7 years ago. It also has been referred to as the 7 Deadly Days. It was the worst war in the history of a warrior that took the lives of children. At the same time, it turned out to be an event where a lot of adventurers were able to get to the next level. Braver Nanhel Elgrim became a level 6, and Little Ace became a level 4 at around that time too. I'm sure you can easily imagine how well did the kin do. Also, those higher ups from very familiar all achieved level 6. The Ultimate Clash was absolutely an event that took the adventurers, or rather the entire city of a warrior, to the next stage. That includes the family that Wu belonged to as well, right? Yeah, well, they left shortly though. It was the justice that brought an end to the Dark Era. That's what I believe, and I believe that Alfia's will was not meaningless at all. Alfia? Nothing, forget what I just said. Now there's the last of it. Now he's the last of it. Lord Homies, what are these graves? There are 3 of them. But they are located apart from the others, and they look rather ugly and unattended. I'd been beaten up if they were to be treated the same way with the others. But I believe that you and I, here today, seeing each other because of fate, mind helping me offer these 2 flowers. I get that you would feel uncomfortable preparing flower offerings for ones you have never met before, but I want you to pray for them. I get it now. There we go. Thanks, it means a lot. How about the last one? There's a god that was hated by everyone who would probably only receive flower offerings from me now that Ashley is gone. In fact, we are not obliged to prepare a grave for gods like this, but I just feel like as long as we are down here, it's the right thing to do as an expression of gratitude. Was it someone that meant a lot to you? He was a helpless guy. He was a self-indulgent guy who loved isolating himself. And what else? His voice sounded a bit like yours, Bill. I'm just kidding. But he was my good friend. I better get going. I have a few errands to run. A letter must be delivered to a certain goddess. It's a request from a certain person. Didn't I tell you about this noble elf that I have encountered before I met you? Oh, so it doesn't show us how the actual family dies. But they died from Rudra familiar. Dear goddess of justice, I have yet to find an answer to the question regarding justice. I'm still lost. In fact, I'm not even sure if I'm lost or not. I've lost all of my rights to bear justice when I became a slave for revenge on that day. Do I still deserve to seek justice? At the moment, I'm stuck. I'm just standing here not knowing where to go. I have wasted so much time avoiding my eyes off of what's happened 7 years ago, ignoring the knowledge I gain and sounds I hear in silence. But is it possible that they are just part of that long, endless journey that I must take? When I'm ready to take a step forward once again and start searching for an answer to what justice is. I'll come and see ya. Justice comes around and I swear to the sword and the winds of justice. I'd like to go on the journey again if I ever deserve to go to do so one day. Until then, I'll stay in a warrior, witnessing the justice that comes and goes around. I'll keep thinking about the dream that we have all talked about. Allow yourself to go through the struggles as you should for now, at least for today. But do not let go of regret and despair as you venture on. One day you'll tell me the answer to the question. Until then, I'll be watching you from high above, shining as brightly as an Ashia record. Ashia record. And what's this one? Number 30. Guys, are you sure you want to be involved in this? It's a stupid plan after all. What's stupid is that you're asking this now. We're all outcasts, waiting to die, and you are the one who found us. If we are going to die, we better do so after leaving something behind that changes the world. I was stunned when I first saw this god, but we are as insane as he is for accepting his suggestion. Let me finish now. Whether we get defeated by a warrior or not doesn't matter. You will all be acknowledged by the world as deadly sinners. You will all be talked about by people as deadly betrayers of human beings. Are you all fine with that? You're starting to sound annoying, Ubis. We have made up our minds. We are not here with weak determination. I have no interest in fame after death. What most matters is that I'm taking my last breath with satisfaction. When it comes to swords, women, and even life, we should strike while the iron is hot. That's what my pathetic god told me. I can't even remember how many times that old man tried to grope me. That's what's frustrating, is that he could at the same time be a great god. Go on. So did you allow that pathetic old man to sexually harass you successfully? I defended myself with magic attacks. How did Zeus manage to not get sent back up? And I told Hera about it. And how did he manage to not get killed? By the way, Althea, are you sure you didn't have to go see the boy? Wait, so you had the child, Althea? You absolutely don't have the figure of a woman who's given birth to a child. No, he's talking about my sister's child. He's in the bloodline of Hera Familia, at the same time a descendant of Zeus. So his father's a Zeus Familia, huh? Indeed, a human with the least power among us. He was so weak that he would be beaten up by bows and little heels. He discovered he made Hera Familia pregnant right after our captain got defeated by the Black Dragon. We all thought he was mental. It's Hera we are talking about. While our familia was facing a critical situation, I was trembling when I heard about it. But you were also a child of that perverted god. Correct, thanks for reminding me, yet I'm not stupid enough to go risk my life like that. You two tell all about the power struggle between Zeus and Hera. So what happened to that child? Don't tell me he's with Hera, is he? No, my sister had to follow Zeus. He's living somewhere in the mountains. I see. In fact, Zod has a point. He's your nephew, a child of your immediate family. Do you not miss him? You did love your sister after all, didn't you? I had nothing to say as death came near my sister. I didn't challenge the perverted god so that I could take in her child either. I chose to delay the clock of apocalypse over my sister's child. I did not deserve the right to take care of him. I did not believe that blood of ties are powerful. At the same time, I did not believe that you need the right to become a family. If there's a little bit of love within your heart, you have got it wrong, Zod. Talking about rights might beautify this whole thing, but it's meaningless. I'm just not comfortable with the idea of being called sister-in-law. Makes me feel older. I guess there's nothing we can do then. In fact, this is a very sensitive topic to talk about. It's not something guys like us should be commenting on. Tell me one thing, Althea. What was your sister like? She must be quite something to be loved by you. Was she as troublesome as you and as powerful as the tyrant? No, she was even weaker and fragile than me. She couldn't even step out of her room. She was extremely clumsy, ordinary person. She had no talent in anything. Did you really have to say all that? Of course, because I feel bad. Inside our mother's belly, I have taken away all the talent my twin sister would have been entitled to. I'm shamefully made of two people's talent. It's a sin that I have to live with. Being called a demon of talent was inevitable. The reality is that she was strainless of trins, yet she did possess something important, which was kindness. She was powerless, but everyone loved her. Even Hera, the most difficult woman to flatter, was desperately trying to keep her alive. She knew how to receive kindness and return it. She was that sort of ordinary, lovely girl. That's why I loved her. No one would have been able to challenge Morettel's Teller's kindness and purity. I see. Anything you can tell us about this kid's father, Zod? He was a filthy supporter who was always the first to run away from danger. Once he and the guard even went to peep at girls bathing. But now that I think about it, I should have gone to see the face of this kid once. He's the son of that stupid guy. It means he's part of us. By the way, I forgot to ask one important question. What do you expect to find beyond this battle? Future. I expect the future of heroes of a warrior to gobble us up. Then they will all be able to triumph over the black apocalypse. They will bring hope to this world. The world will be a peaceful place where my sister's child wouldn't have to wield a sword. Well, he did end up wielding a knife. What if the kid was about to get here? After all, the blood of his mother and father runs through his veins. What if he was involved in this battle that decides the fate of this world? That's a silly question to ask. The answer is obvious. May he stand before the child when the time is right. May the child become a strong adventurer by receiving harsh lessons from the heroes. May the child learn countless lessons, overcome obstacles, and become a hero. He may be as fast as his father, helping himself change the future by saving a troubled victim. He may be as kind as his mother, for the kindness may wipe away someone's tears and bring smiles instead. I see. That's a filthy form of love. I feel sorry for this child for being forced to accept such affection from people he's never even met before. We are the children of Zeus and Hera. To us, this is nothing. Exactly. If our familiars were still active, things would have been way worse. Goodness, you familiars are unbelievable. Erebus, stop challenging our determination. Don't worry, we do not have regrets about our decisions. We are ready to spill blood. We shall become demons in order to save the world by reconstructing it. There's no other way to deal with this. There's no better challenge. This is where I must use my mortal life to good use. Let us bring despair and be the stepping stones of hope. We entrust everything to the future heroes. How magnificent. These folks are to be praised, but instead I'm about to stain them with black mud and have them be labeled as sinners. Yet they are brimming with hope, shining like stars. I'm the one who is to start it all, and I better do it properly. Virtus, you'd hate me, wouldn't you? I leave you behind after tricking you, but that's the shape of my love. But you wouldn't believe it is. You would helplessly hate the world. yet I'd still go look for the ideal. You may think I'm an idiot for believing in the term ideal, but I wish one day you would understand and find yourself caring for something. With these two, I'm about to go and seek for heroes to find out what justice is. I trust that a warrior or the world will one day achieve their ideal. I love you, Virtus. I love you, my dear children. The world is small, but it's spreading endlessly, and I'm loving it. Very well, in the name of Erebus, I hereby declare, from today on, we will all be an unavoidable malevolence. The world will know us as an absolute malevolence, a symbol of offense. Yet, as a god, I shall forever praise your great accomplishments. Now let us get ready to witness the birth of a hero of the next generation.